A major scientific discovery was recently made, as geologists confirmed that a seemingly unremarkable rice field in South Korea marks the center of a large impact crater, the single largest to form on Earth in the last 100,000 years. Known as Hapcheon Crater, it measures an average of 7 kilometers or 4.4 miles wide and is up to 200 meters or 656 feet deep. Formed in a highly mountainous region only 42,300 years ago, its outline forms an unusual and uneven shape owed to the original impactor's interaction with steep topographic features. To help show you how absurdly large this impact crater is, here's Meteor Crater in Arizona, which measures 1.15 kilometers wide, and now here's the overlaid outline of Hapcheon Crater. Because of its size, Hapcheon Crater represents the youngest known example of a complex impact crater. In other words, an impact crater with not just a simple bowl shape, but rather also a central uplifted peak. However, while not widely known, Hapcheon Crater had been confirmed as an impact crater after the discovery of shatter cones there all the way back in 2020. That discovery, while interesting in of itself, is not the reason for this video. Instead, a recent finding as published in this scientific paper is far more interesting. It discovered that despite its rather modest size in the context of all known impact craters, Hapcheon Crater was host to a long-lived warm hydrothermal system that was heated by hot rocks created by the collision. And in this warm hydrothermal lake that maintained for a little over 35,600 years, a strong bloom of stromatolites occurred, producing oxygen due to undergoing photosynthesis. You might now be wondering why exactly I am highlighting this discovery as somewhat important. Well, let's just say that the hydrothermal system that developed potentially mirrors ancient Earth, specifically 3.3 to 2.5 billion years ago, and this offers a potential insight as to how and why most modern life forms exist today. You see, 3.3 billion years ago, Earth's atmosphere was completely toxic, at least in the modern sense, with less than 0.01% oxygen and much higher levels of methane and carbon dioxide. Oxygen, in contrast, was completely toxic to contemporary life until around 3.2 billion years ago the first aerobic organisms involved, specifically certain species of cyanobacteria. These aerobic organisms would go on to be one of the very select few that would survive the first widespread entrance of oxygen into the atmosphere, the Great Oxygenation Event. The hypothesis gained from data gathered at Hapcheon Crater suggests that these first aerobic organisms could have theoretically evolved in the lake of a hydrothermal system in an impact crater. These areas may have contained oxygen-producing organisms such as stromatolites, creating isolated areas with notably elevated levels of oxygen in what is termed an oxygen oasis. And the presence of this at the time toxic gas may have in essence forced the evolution of certain contemporary life forms. These life forms would later be the main survivors of Earth's first and worst mass extinction when the first influx of large quantities of oxygen to the atmosphere occurred. And this oxygen primarily originated from specific cyanobacteria species that create stromatolite structures. In the case of Hapcheon's hydrothermal system, it would start strong and then weaken in intensity over time until about 6,670 years ago when it vanished altogether. As for the impact in question, while we don't know the exact size or composition of the asteroid which created it, here is a good guess. The impacting asteroid likely had a chondrite composition measured around 200 meters wide and impacted from a northeast to southwest direction at an angle of about 45 degrees. This collision would have released an energy equivalent to the detonation of 388 megatons of TNT, causing localized devastation. I hope that you found this video interesting, and if you would like to request a specific video topic, please leave a comment below. As a final note, I would like to thank this channel's patrons on Patreon and channel members on YouTube for supporting my work.